Hello guys, and welcome back to episode 7 of my Stellaris playthrough playing as the Schistocerca Alveare. And today it's going to be war. We are going to attack the Kroll sovereign tribes and we will crush them, and then we will continue our expanse towards new nations. So our expansion should lead us towards the Liv-Zant Union and possibly to any other nations that are to the east of the Central Star. And then we can just continue our way around the universe, expanding as we go and crush the rest. Now, I was just thinking, probably should have added a few more nations because currently we aren't necessarily surrounded by too many people, but I reckon once we start like absorbing new nations, then what will happen is the rest of the universe will rise up against me and I will have a huge battle on my hands. But anyway, let's make sure that we have finished with our exploration, and then I can consolidate my forces and we can continue. So currently my military forces are jumping backwards and forwards from my wormhole stations to all of these other systems that we recently gained access to. Now, of course, we can always put a wormhole station on a random system and continue to explore, but we are not going to at the moment. Over here, our fleet has been engaged, but that's perfectly okay. Those drones are no match for my corvettes. At the moment we have a pretty good amount of shields to prevent those lasers from doing too much damage. Anyway, mining drone disassembly. We've completed one of our situation log quests. The mining drones were destroyed in a heated battle with Schistocercan vessels. As luck would have it, their energy cells are by far the sturdiest component used in their construction, and some were recovered by our ships. The technology behind these cells is beyond us at present, but initial tests show we are quite capable of converting their output to energy credits. As the final energy cell bled out, the engineers handling the test noticed a dip in background radiation. It would appear that the drones are not silent, but have been sporadically broadcasting on unusual frequencies since we first encountered them, possibly ever since they were first deployed. It is unlikely that there is anyone left to receive these transmissions. At any rate, the drones could prove a potent but limited source of energy, should we be able to find and disable them efficiently enough. Oh, there we go. Very well. So I can get a science ship to come and pick up that research there, because I don't think they will be attacked, but my science ships are very busy surveying at the moment because there is a lot of new lands to discover. I'm going to add to the queue a few more systems actually for them to survey. And we are at 70 out of 72 naval capacity, and I'll probably leave it at that now because our energy is reducing at 9 per month, which is pretty high. We can't necessarily support our current naval fleet at the moment, but we should be able to sort that out with some new population. Like down here, for example, we can build a power plant. And when that population has grown, we will be able to use them. Same here, we can also build a basic power plant, and I can upgrade this to a planetary administration. Should have done that a lot sooner really, but there we go, we're doing that now. Anywhere else we can build another power plant? Maybe here. I might be able to grab this population, put him on that tile, and build a power plant. Actually, we may as well get a power hub, so I might wait until the end of the month, and then we can build the power hub there. Okay, so building those few buildings should help us out quite a bit. So let's now consolidate my forces. And then after this war, we can look at some more rapid expansion. So let's just make sure that my slave army is up to scratch. So we just build the maximum amount of armies we can on that planet. And we have a new contact. They speak for Executive Vag Log and the wealthy elite of the Neberite Republican regions. Looking for new trade partners. Our warriors salute you. So they are on the other side of the Uvzant Union. And they aren't too big. Honestly, it looks like this might be over before it's even begun. Because many of the nations that I've bumped into so far are pretty small. Like this one's only got three systems. This one's got 3 systems. The Krolls, the sovereign tribes, is probably going to be my biggest trial throughout this playthrough. So what we're going to do is just consolidate my forces. You can see all my fleets arriving in the system. I just think it's awesome watching all the fleets arrive like that. Especially the best feeling in this game that I've found so far is when you're fighting a big battle and it's sort of like quite an even battle, and then like one of your huge fleets arrives and just crushes them. It's amazing. It's like sort of like the end of Mass Effect, where they have like the huge combined fleets come in and just destroy the Reapers. Like that is basically what it seems like. It's very cool. Anyway, let's merge those fleets. So we now have 2,389 strength. We're just going to fix them up quickly, make sure they are at max strength, and then we can go ahead and swarm the Kroll sovereign tribes.
Construction complete.
So just going to add a few more defense armies just to be safe. We have the extra minerals, so why not? And Schistocerca will be my slave army planet. Okay. So we are losing energy still, but only 1 per turn. When we go to war, my happiness will increase, and I should actually get a lot of that back. We'll see. I'm not sure quite how much that will affect it, but there we go. What do we need to do here? I'm just having a look at my worlds before I go to war, because no doubt I will forget to manage them when I'm at war. We can build a basic science lab there. This population is just not happy at all. Ah, because they don't like slavery. Okay. Well, too bad. You are going to be enslaved. And I'm going to put you on a farm. Actually, you can be on the frontier clinic here to get some extra habitability.
System survey complete.
So normally what I would do is purge that population, but it's not really worth me doing that at the moment. So anyway, I'm going to change the governor here to this guy. And we are going to clear a couple of these blockers. Now we can't just yet. We will be able to in a couple of days. There we go. And that is that. Okay. My construction ship here has nothing to do at the moment because our borders have not expanded much more recently. And I think it's time to go to war. So without further ado, let's contact the Kroll sovereign tribes and declare war. And we are going to go for all of their planets. So we would like them to cede all of their planets. So I can't do that because it costs too much war score. Okay, So, I'm not sure if we can declare war over 100 war score. No, we can't. Okay, so I'm going to take their home planet, probably Sarak and Zarmaton. So we don't want that one. That will have to do. So Kroldar, Sarak, and Zarmaton. And these two extra settlements that they have should be fine. Okay, so we shall confirm that. We are now at war. And we shall fly to their center system and start bombarding their planet. This should be over pretty quickly, honestly. So here goes my huge swarm. We depart from the swarm heart. And we shall be in Kroldar very shortly. Need to get Skister on to uplift the armies. So let's go ahead and do that. We shall embark all. And here is my army of slaves, and they shall attack on the ground for me. I shall give them a leader.
System survey complete.
But we don't have enough influence just yet. Maybe one more turn and we can buy a Glory Seeker, which will give us plus 10% army morale and plus 10% army damage, which is pretty awesome. This guy is awesome for defense, but yeah, this guy's definitely best. He's 49 years old though, so he's pretty old. Right, we have arrived in Kroldar, and once we start attacking them, I think their fleet will arrive. So let's just go straight towards their fleet. Ah, it's already here, it's upgrading. Okay, so this should be interesting, because we're going to be fighting their spaceport and their fleet at the same time. So I have 16 destroyers and 38 corvettes.
Research
if we attack them before they finish upgrading, then we will be in a huge position, well, at a huge advantage, I should say, in order to win this battle. And once we win this battle, we pretty much win the war. So that is it. We just need to crush this fleet.
Hostile fleet engaged.
And yeah, my mining lasers will soon be able to engage. And it looks like they're using rockets, but you can see a lot of my deflectors here taking the brunt of the damage. As soon as their deflectors are down, they will crumble under my lasers. You can see already their fleet strength decreasing rapidly as each one of their ships dies. I think I still have my entire fleet. Okay, we did just lose one. But we just found the Sin civilization. We have detected the presence of an alien civilization on Zalabak Oxakoldov, or Dolph. They appear to be in the early space age, as evidenced by many primitive satellites orbiting their homeworld. Their nation states are on the path towards joining together in a global government, and it is likely only a matter of time before they venture beyond their world and join the galactic community. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Okay, so we've discovered a new nation, but that's not important at the moment because we're at war. So just waiting to utterly annihilate them. We have lost 4 corvettes so far. And that Kroldar Prime spaceport with its lasers is actually doing quite a lot of damage, I think. And it's time to get our transport fleet in here anyway, because now we are focus firing the starport. That will die very, very quickly. And there we have it. Job done. Hostile fleet presence. So they basically built a destroyer and they're sending it towards me because in the last ditch effort to stop me just absolutely bombarding the crap out of Kroldar Prime. So if we start the bombardment, we can set it to full and we will absolutely crush them. So with a full bombardment, we do 29 damage to the planet fortification every day. Defending armies will not generate health, population are locked into unemployment, and the pop growth is halted. So they have 3,500 planetary fortification, and once my army arrives, we can just crush them entirely. But see, if they keep sending shitey fleets like this at me, then I am going to continuously be interrupted, which could be quite annoying.
Situation log updated.
So let's continue our bombardment. What I should probably do is split that in half and kill any reinforcing fleets so that I can continue a bombardment. So anyway, let's have a look here. Once we enslave that planet, we'll just get so much extra resources, it's going to be insane. Let's quickly create a new fleet of a few corvettes, and we can tell them to go wipe out that small fleet there. So I'm only going to invade Kroldar once the planetary fortification is basically minimal. Let's continue with our research. So we'll get Sentinel Point Defense. It's really good against missile ships. So nearly there. And then we can invade the planet and take it over. Should be pretty easy. Also, I need to add a general to this fleet. So I think we'll get the plus 25% army morale, actually. That's really good. Okay, so we'll get him. We don't need the extra army damage because we're already strong.
System survey complete.
And we're nearly there. I'll continue the bombardment while I invade, just so that they don't regenerate their forces at all. But we have an enemy fleet come into the system. Let's take them out. And Kroldar Prime is defenseless, so let's get our troops onto the planet. And this looks awesome, so I'll let you guys watch this. Is when our transport fleets arrive. They send loads of little pods down towards the planet, and it looks awesome. Here we go.
Research complete.
There we go. You can see all the little pods flying down with our armies on them.
Hostile fleet engaged.
And they will land on the planet together, and we will start a fight. So as you can see here, my slave army is fighting their garrison army, their assault group, and their defense armies all at once. But we are doing so much damage to them.
Construction complete.
So we will want to gather specimens there and continue our invasion. So this little fleet here is stopping them from attacking my bombarding fleet. And look at this. Once we start killing off their armies, then that's when we win the day, because we just overwhelm them entirely. You can see they'll start just falling apart. And we're soon going to be there. The last couple armies remaining, and Kroldar Prime is under our control. So we can stop the bombardment, and we can now attack their other planets. So what we'll do is we'll let my armies regenerate.
Hostile fleet engaged.
They get their health back over time, and then we can lift a few of those armies off and invade their other planets. We are already at 67% war score, and I think we need 87%. So
System survey complete.
we take over one of these other settlements, and we win the day. And we take all 3 systems off them, as well as all of the mining stations that surround their initial systems. So that will be awesome. Alright, let's go crush that fleet, and I should probably get a science ship in here soon. But anyway, let's go to Sarak, I guess. So we're going to have to go back to Akanar in order to go to Sarak because we use wormholes. But it should be reasonably quick. We're going to keep a small force here. So we've got 1 destroyer and 7 corvettes. And they can be used to stop any invasion fleets from coming back and trying to take back Kroldar Prime.
Situation log updated.
And the AI doesn't seem to be too intelligent because they are just sending single ships at me one at a time. So there we go. But for these new researches, we shall go for the Pitharan refinery, I think. Or even regenerative whole tissue. That's pretty good, but no, we'll go for this first. Because unlocking the resources and finding out where they are sooner than later is a lot more beneficial. And we're going to unlock the 3rd railgun type. So that's the 3rd upgrade for the mass drivers. And we get railguns, so that's pretty cool. So this is an invasion fleet, but they just basically disappeared with that. They are taking it back to Pithag Mog. Right, let's take out that spaceport and start bombarding that planet, and we can take it over sooner than later. And we can also get some of these fleets to depart. We shall leave a couple on the planet for safekeeping, and I'll send those armies to Sarak. Now I don't want to destroy these mining systems because, well, these mining platforms, because I want to use them once I take over their lands. This defending fleet here is dead very quickly. And one of our governors has died.
Situation log updated.
It's not good. The guy I was using, I think, to remove a lot of the blockers, yeah, he died of old age. So there we go. So here goes the transport fleet. The occupation of Kroldar Prime will continue, and it seems as though the swarm has won.
Situation log
We are on
updated.
77% war score. Once we hit 87, the war will end, and we will take what we asked for in the beginning.
Incoming transmission.
So they are asking to trade star charts. I'm perfectly fine with that. So that will give us information on all of these stars over here, which is wonderful. Shows us which ones we can inhabit as well. So over here actually isn't very good for us to expand towards because there isn't a consolidated amount of desert worlds or arid worlds. But that has given us a lot more information, so that's really nice. That was a good trade. Okay, we need to get the fleet to start bombarding. And my transport fleet is here. And what we should also do is get our science ships to start researching these projects. Basically, if we research all the debris, we pick up on the technologies that they have on their ships. And we can use that quite nicely. So get all those research projects done, and we are actually capped out on minerals. Okay, so we need to do something about that. We can upgrade these farms. Just paused it for the time being. And I also need to make sure that we have enough energy to do this, because every single one requires upkeep. If we get a population from here to switch onto there, we can enslave those guys. And then we can emancipate these guys, and they shall give us some more energy from that tile. That new pop can sit on that tile, which will have a power plant soon. We need to clear that blocker. Not going to worry about the cost. Where else can we make some energy? We can upgrade this to power plant 1 and this one as well. And then we can clear that blocker so that we can continue to grow more population on that planet. We need to research this though soon. The ability to get rid of the deep sinkhole blockers. My construction ship will have a lot of work to do soon though, so we can save some of the minerals for that. So this planetary fortification is a lot less. 2,100. We are currently taking 23.5 damage a day off that planetary fortification. And then once that hits 0, my fleet can go in, or my armies can go in and destroy their defensive army, which is they only have 1 of. That will take us over the war score for sure. And then we have 1. And there we go. Right, let's send the armies in. We can get some destroyer assembly yards now, actually. And what I can do is upgrade some of my spaceports. That's something that I should probably do. We can get the solar panel network there as well. So planetary invasion underway. And we bumped into their garrison armies as well as their defensive army.
Construction complete.
And that's it. We're done.
Enemy planet secured.
Planet under our control. We have reached the 100% war score. And we can take what we want. So, we need to occupy this planet in order to take it over. So I'm actually going to have to go and do that quick.
Science ship under attack. Research complete.
Right, let's just embark 9 of them. And we shall head over to Zarmaton, or V Valam.
Debris analyzed.
And we can destroy them. Okay, looks like they just gave up and conceded. So what will happen now is we have they have ceded all their planets to me. And as you can see, we've taken over this control of this space, which is awesome. So we have too many planets at the moment. I need to create a new sector. And what I'm actually going to do is probably just add them all to this sector here with Akanar. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. So let's go into the Empire screen. Or no, we don't want to create a new one. I want to manage that sector. And I would like to add these sectors to that sector. There we go. We add that one in there as well. Okay. It's annoying because I think they have a frontier outpost here. Which is why we have that little blue blob in the middle of our blob. Okay, so we'll finish that there. And now what will happen is that sector will take control of all of these guys and make sure that they don't rebel. But what I'm going to do is just enslave them all. And that will be that. Okie dokie. So now, what I need to do is get my science ships hard to work. We can find out what sort of resources we're working with, and we can continue from there. And then on my construction ship can actually go do something. So let's go to Osmodin and research that. I'll get that research from there. We can get the research from there as well. And we also need to build a new wormhole station on Kroldar probably. So I might actually invest in a new construction ship. There we go. Okay. So now we can continue. What you'll see initially is that we'll have this sort of influence, but I reckon it will grow slightly. Yeah, no surprise there. They've terminated their ambassadorial program. They don't particularly like me. Pretty hilarious. Okay, so let's now get field modulation. That'll be a nice quick research done in 12 months. We have a lot of these timed projects left. So we probably want to get on top of that sooner than later. I'm actually going to take my attack swarm over there because I'm not sure quite what's going on. Ah, yeah, it was just loads of mining drones and mining stations. Okay, so maybe I should get a third science ship.
Construction complete.
Not sure. At Sidar, we can get that mineral from there. Oh, actually, no, I was going to use that to build the wormhole station, wasn't I? So we'll do that. I'll put it as close to Kroldar Prime as I can. But these science ships, they're only just getting to their location right now. Let's get this one to go to Hestemere, or Hestemere, so that we don't miss out on anything there. The other thing we need to do is get these armies off those planets. And we should recruit some defensive armies. On all of those planets. To stop any rebellions. Okay, and all of these transport fleets can head back to Turbocore in order to regroup and land on the planet. So our income has gone up by quite a lot, as you can see. That sector, though, will increase its output quite a lot soon once it sorts out public order and so on, and it sorts out all of the buildings. But yeah, the plus 17 energy per turn now, or energy per month. I need to really stop saying per turn. Is going to be so useful for helping the upkeep of my large navy. Right, let's go ahead and wipe out the rest of these troops and so on. All those mining drones.
Hostile fleet engaged.
This science ship needs a new leader. So we'll recruit a new guy.
Debris analyzed.
We don't have enough influence though. Okay, so that is probably because of these edicts. Yeah, or the policies. So I'm going to have to stop these policies for now. Just so that we can accrue more influence. But either way, guys, that has unfortunately been my time. So I am going to have to leave it here. We can continue to watch my destroyers wreck the mining drones in the next episode. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I'm so glad that we've wiped out the Kroll. We've got a few more settlements to take and a frontier outpost to destroy. But after we've done that, then all of the Kroll lands will be ours and their population will be under our control. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.